Hi, so today I'm going to be reviewing some products that help around the home. So I recently bought a number of products that help around the home. I don't want to review all of them, but I do want to focus on two specific ones. So I'll show you the products that I bought. This isn't new. This is a sock putter on, which I used this morning to put on my odd socks. Okay, because usually my son, who's filming this video, actually helps me. This is a really useful thing. This is a leg lifter because which has two handles that you can use to lift your own legs. Um, and one of the reasons for that is because I have a lot of difficulty lifting my legs, and again, my son usually helps with that. I also bought multiple dresser, which is a dressing hook and a shoehorn, which I've used this morning to help myself get dressed. However, today, what I'd like to focus on is I would like to focus on this stick, which I have used the most out of all the products that I've recently bought. And also, I would like to focus on sit and stand wheelchair cushion, sit and stand. So you can see the brand is there. Now, I haven't put the backpack on properly because I'm just trialing this to see how it will work for me. So first of all, this walking stick. This is actually from the Complete Care shop, and it has a little grabber underneath. And when I first got this walking stick, I don't use a walking stick a lot because I don't walk a lot. But when I first got this walking stick, I wondered if I would really use a grabber on the bottom of a walking stick. But it is also true that it's hard to walk around with a stick attached to your chair and then a grabber. And there are situations in which I might find myself just wanting to pick something up and put it into the dustbin. I don't have anything to demonstrate this with for you because actually I just cleaned my room, so using this exact grabber stick, so I can't really demonstrate it. But this grabber stick is quite good. When I first looked at the design, I didn't really think it was practical because this angle doesn't appear like you could grab a lot of things with it. But actually, it's better than you think, and yeah, really useful if you're someone that likes to potter around. Just this space of my room, really, just picking up odds and sods and putting them in the bin. The other thing is, if you use a stick for transferring, then it's quite a good stick for transferring because, as I say, you could transfer and also pick something up at the same time. So that's the first thing that I found. I did use a lot more than I thought. It's also just a really nice quality stick, and you can buy them in 3 different sizes. I've got 32 inches because I'm kind of short. So the other thing I wanted to show you is this sit to stand cushion. So I have a lot of problems using my trunk. So for me, this is really helpful for core muscles. Would you mind coming closer, please? Thank you. So this is the seat deflated. So it deflates down and makes quite a comfortable cushion. You have to press the button 3 times to get it into normal cushion state. I don't find it as comfortable as my own cushion, I have to say. But basically, so what happens is I might use this chair to this would not be for long. This is not like for outdoors. So I might use this. This is like the backup NHS chair for my power chair. So I might use this to do odds and sods around my room. Here you go. Let's something to pick up. Let's try. Let's see if we can do it. Just noticed. Oh, there. See, it's quite good. I don't know where to put that now, so I'm just going to throw it until we finish the video. So say if I'm using my dresser and I want to get stuff out, I can get dressed and I can use my leg lifter and I can put my socks on. This is exactly what I did today. Okay, so then what I will struggle with is I get a lot of spasms in my trunk because I have tics and involuntary movements in my psoas muscles. So it kind of pulls on my diaphragm and it also pulls on my back muscles here. There are lots of exercises to help with that kind of pain, by the way, if you have it. I might even do a video about that if anyone's interested. But anyway, in the meantime, those muscles get very tenderized from constant movements or tics. So what can happen is it can just feel painful to stand up. Standing up can put a lot of pressure on those muscles and they can feel quite strained. So sitting back in the wheelchair and doing odds and sods, even with legs out, you know, and just moving from surface to surface, even if I'm using my legs partly, that will help my legs to get a bit of movement. But at the same time, it takes the pressure off my psoas muscles so that I'm not basically triggering them, because when they're triggered, I then get a lot of leg tics, which is one of the main reasons I'm in a chair. So I just want to illustrate how I might use this. So if I, as you can see, I don't have legs, I don't use legs on my chair. And I might get to the bed here. And if I'm struggling with my area, the area here, or even if I just want to conserve energy, so I want to be able to use these muscles for a different sitting project, and I want to get to my bed, or I want to get somewhere in the room, or look at something on the surface, I will just press this up button. It actually feels a bit like it gives you a bit of a massage. That's number one. Then you have a number two. Okay, you have to put your feet firmly on the ground. Then you get a number three. Oh, I'd actually done number one. So that's number three. And as you can see, I'm quite far up. So then that puts me in a situation. I don't know if you can see like how my bum is angled. That puts me in a situation where for some people that is not going to be enough rise for them to be able to use. But if you can use a little stick or something, you're then free to rise and then go to a new surface like so. So here's the actual product itself. You have this backpack. This backpack slips through the back and actually hangs onto the back of your chair. This is the product when it's fully inflated, and then you just sort of press a deflation button. You do that 3 times and it will eventually deflate and go down to its normal size. When I would say that the cushion's quite big, I use a size 22 wheelchair, so I'm going to suggest that this is probably about 18, which is like perfect for a standard size chair or a non-prescription chair. Possibly it's only about 16 inches wide again, but you're not supposed to sit on the whole of the cushion. I also found it really useful this morning to put my own cushion on top, because I use hang on a sec, let me just get it. I use this, which is a Vicair. It's this particular one is a wipe down Vicair. I've got a few. When I was using this to get ready today, coming out of the bathroom, I found it more useful to just put my own cushion on the top, and I found that it kind of did work in its own way. I mean, but you can experiment with it. So the actual sit and stand product itself is about 400 quid, and I would say it's what. So I have a wheelchair, indoor wheelchair, that rises up in the air and goes down, as I have actually reviewed in the past. But I would say this chair, this product is probably useful for someone that does not want to kind of give up moving around and transferring a little bit, but is starting to struggle. Particularly useful for the core muscles, or I would imagine if you have hip problems. But it also makes quite a nice comfy chair, and as you can see, when you take it down, it's totally silent. However, I would say a negative about it is probably how loud it is when it goes up in the air. It's kind of scary noise when it goes up in the air. But other than that, yeah, it makes quite a comfy air cushion to sit on when it's down. Do I think it's a worthwhile product? I don't know. I used it today for the first time to get dressed, and along with my mobility equipment that I showed you, and I got dressed by myself, and I felt, quite proud of myself. The it was a long experience, but this chair definitely helped me to be able to rise up a little bit and access different surface areas. So yeah, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section, and if you have an experience with this, negative or positive, please leave your comments in the comments section, because I have to tell you, my reviews are totally independent, unsponsored reviews. I'm just a user of mobility goods, and I do these reviews just to help people out and not buy naff products, basically. All right then, have a nice day. Goodbye.